After years of abuse, a woman finally picks up the phone and calls 911 on her boyfriend or her husband. Finally. After years, people not believing her and her being afraid. Her being afraid that she's not going to have any money to survive. Her being afraid that her lights will not stay on, that her children will not be clothed or fed. She finally takes that risk and asks for help. And then the state dismisses the charges against the alleged abuser because they don't have enough people to prosecute the cases. How the is this happening in the United States of America? What the hell is going on in Alaska? I'm not a lawyer, but I've never seen anything like this. There are cases being dismissed in Anchorage, Alaska, because of a lack of prosecutors, a lack of lawyers. They don't have enough people to prosecute the cases. Now, most of these people are abusers. They are alleged perpetrators of abuse, domestic violence, child abuse, and child neglect. They also are dismissing DUIs and I think other drug offenses. But, right now I'm completely activated because I saw this story, reported in ProPublica about 2 weeks ago or so. This is going to take off, right? Waiting for it. And then I see MSN and a couple of other news agencies quoting the ProPublica article. I think one of them also did their own investigation and interviews, and that's it. Now, we're going to go through the article, but let me just reiterate to you. I was a victim, okay? And then I became a survivor, and then I became like a victim survivor advocate. Fully graduated now in terms of healing into this advocacy, right? And thank you for all of my, recent things that have happened to me that let me see exactly who the heck I am, right? But nonetheless, I digress. I have been here. It takes years, if not decades, of going through an abuse cycle, of feeling like you have no other option other than to put up with it. Years. It takes years to finally either pick up the phone and call 911 or to go down to the police department and say, I need help. This man who I love, this woman who I love, this person who I love is hurting me. Or a child who is being neglected is finally receiving some sort, or they think they're going to receive help. They think they're going to receive some sort of justice. After years of abuse, a woman finally picks up the phone and calls 911 on her boyfriend or her husband. Finally. After years of people not believing her and her being afraid. Her being afraid that she's not going to have any money to survive. Her being afraid that her lights will not stay on, that her children will not be clothed or fed. She finally takes that risk and asks for help. And then the state dismisses the charges against the alleged abuser because they don't have enough people. How the fuck is this happening in the United States of America? I understand that P. Diddy is a huge case and we need to look at it. We really do. Because it is, the whole Diddy case is really a symbol also of what we are all dealing with in our lives on some smaller or less, scandalous scale. And the people who actually need the help, the people who are voiceless, their cases are being dismissed. That hope that they had of being saved from this or just forget saved, just being protected. That somebody would actually be held accountable for the things that they do, for the abuse that they cause, for the hurt that they have done. These women and children who actually believe that the state, the government, the authority would come in and protect them. Once again violated. Once again, these women and children are being victimized. It's maybe some men. It's usually women. Let's pull up the article. Come on, let's do it. I believe that Alaska is a state that has the highest amount of women who are killed by men. I had to go pick up my kids, so let's read the article. I'll link it down below. And, please share this video. And if you watch someone with a large platform and you think they'd be interested, just please send them this video. I'm not looking for likes or subscribes, even though please do comment, like, and subscribe. I do appreciate that, but that's not the point of this video. This video is because I feel like we need eyes on this story. We need public outrage. We need help for Alaska, because I'm sure that, in the article, we'll get into it. The mayor of Anchorage was recently elected, so she's trying to fix this now, right? The very dramatic open of this article. On May 1st, a man in Anchorage, Alaska, called 911 to say he had beat his wife, according to a court document supporting an assault charge against him. When police stepped through the door of Vernon Booth's apartment, they found the victim's face bloody and her eye nearly swollen shut, the prosecution said. "You're late," the charging document says he told officers. "She could have been dead by now." 4 months later, prosecutors dropped the charge. It wasn't because police made a mistake that got evidence tossed or because a jury found the defendant not guilty. Instead, the city set the trial, and Booth declined to comment on the case. Defendants in at least 930 Anchorage misdemeanor cases have walked free for this reason since May 1st, the Anchorage Daily News and ProPublica found. Okay. These include people accused of crimes ranging from violating a restraining order to driving drunk with children in the back seat. In one case, prosecutors said a mother told police she'd beaten her 5-year-old daughter with a belt. The prosecution said the girl, who was found with bruises across her back, told police she'd also been struck with a wire and a stick. Dismissed. Prosecutors accused one man of animal cruelty after he allegedly punched and choked a dog, while another allegedly raised fighting roosters found tied to barrels. Dismissed. More than 270 DUI cases. Dismissed. A grand total of 3 defendants have gone to trial since May, according to the city. Let's see. The cascade of failed prosecutions is especially disturbing in a state with the nation's highest rate of women killed by men. That's what I'm saying. Many included charges, more than 250 cases dismissed since May included charges of domestic violence assault, such as men allegedly punching, kicking, or threatening to kill their wives or girlfriends. They include charges dropped against a state official accused of elbowing his then girlfriend in the nose. What? There's another one where if you go through the article here, there was one lawyer who pressed charges against another lawyer for stalking and then violation of a restraining order. Dismissed. They don't have enough lawyers to try these cases. When a judge this year tried to clear out a backlog of Anchorage misdemeanors by having them brought forward as a group to regularly check which ones were ready for trial, defense attorneys pounced. They began demanding speedy trial rights for their clients. The city couldn't keep up and cases started dying. So basically there was a backlog and defense attorneys couldn't, they all want, enact the speedy trial right. And, they couldn't do it. They don't have enough people. City officials say they're aware of the problem. They have raised prosecutor pay and are hiring attorneys to take more cases in trial in hopes the prosecutor's office will be fully back in function in 3 to 4 months, according to City Attorney Eva Gardner. This is that mayor. Mayor Suzanne LaFrance, who took office July 1st, said her transition team knew the lack of prosecutors was a problem, but was surprised by the number of dropped cases. Right now, prosecutors are frustrated, police are frustrated, the public's frustrated, victims are First of all, why are we starting with prosecutors and then the police and then the public and then the victims need protection? They're not frustrated, they're scared. Victims are scared, they're not frustrated. They're scared. Time and time again, how many times do victims try to seek help? And they are very often denied the justice or the protection that they need because of bureaucracy. Yet again, it's constant re-victimization. We see that, I see that, and this is something we're working to fix. Okay, and I understand, like, this is difficult, plus you just got to office, right? I get it. It's not any one person's fault, but, like, can we find something else? Can we find another way to deal with this other than dismissing charges? Let's refocus, right? Like, my suggestion would be, okay, DUIs are serious. Like, drunk drivers kill people. I get it. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. But if you have a man or some other abuser who is actively attacking people in his home or whomever, and this person, the victim, is asking for help, and there was probable cause enough to arrest this person and charge the abuser, alleged abuser, to stand trial for the crime, for the abuse. That's fucking serious. Like, that could lead to more deaths. DUI and other drug or alcohol cases, very serious, needs to be taken very seriously. Not as seriously as child neglect or domestic violence cases, in my opinion. In my opinion. Those come first. Yeah, this is unacceptable for victims who have cases dismissed because prosecutors can't do their jobs. Now, I don't know if it's because they can't do their jobs or if it's because there's too many jobs for prosecutors to do. But either way, like, at this point, to throw money into, like, your education system to train more lawyers, that's going to take at least 3 years, right? At least, for these people to go through the education that they need. At least. And then you have brand new attorneys, like, trying cases. Okay, that's fine. But that's 3 years from now. Like, what do you do in the interim? You ask the government for help. You ask the federal government for help. I don't know. Somebody's got to do something. I'm not a freaking lawyer. If I was, I'd be like, all right, kids, pack up. We're going to Alaska. We have to help people. But I'm not. Just a quick update to tag at the end of the video. The state of Alaska did end up sending 10 prosecutors to help bring down the backlog of misdemeanor cases. But this is a temporary solution, in my opinion. We still dismissed hundreds of cases and victims, children and women who are victims of abuse were still left abandoned by their governments. This is not a solution. It's a Band-Aid. But I feel like it's going to be a case. There's something in that's going to... Anyway, but this story really needs to be circulated because we cannot let this happen ever again. And we still need to fix what was done. All right. I love you guys. God bless. I'll see you guys soon.